Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
This is A-Game, fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hello everybody. I think I posted everywhere like I was supposed to. So, hey Crimsonites, how you doing? I think I posted it now. Walaikum assalam, King Me. Hey Bishop, hey Ebo. Hey Tone, hey Quentin. On to better things, Andre. Why did I say your name real ghetto, Quentin? I said Quentin. That's real hood. That's a real hood way to say Quentin. I think OBS is having a temper tantrum slightly again, so if I buffer, just refresh. But I'm not going to talk very long about this. I just wanted to touch on this Floyd Mayweather situation. So there were reports coming out that Floyd Mayweather was engaged to the lead stripper at his strip joint. I'm gonna share the screen so that you can see the girl. She's actually really pretty, but she a stripper. And then it's coming out that those are rumors and that it's not true. But we just gonna talk about that because this is why a lot of strags think that they can still win. This is why. I hate when my scarf be uneven. Didn't make you look like an idiot. Then you be looking too stupid in your scarf. But anyway. So, Floyd Mayweather engaged to the lead dancer at his strip club. Alright, so you can see I guess that's supposed to be her or whatever. But anyway, it says Floyd Mayweather is engaged to his stripper girlfriend Anna Monroe. A source told The Sun. The boxing champ 43 has proposed to Monroe 29, head stripper at his Las Vegas club Girl Collection. Shortly after news of their relationship was revealed last week, the insider said Monroe posted pictures on Instagram on Sunday in which she sports a huge diamond ring, believed to be the engagement ring, on her left hand. According to the source, they are also planning to try for a baby. Floyd was annoyed at first that news of their relationship broke because he wanted to keep it private. They had an argument about it, but soon made up, and then he decided to pop the question on Saturday. Anna has told her family and friends that she is getting married and wants to have a baby this year. She hasn't announced it on social media, but everyone could see the rock on her hand in her latest Instagram snaps. As you can see, it is kind of a big rock on the left hand. We only put rings on that finger in this culture for one reason. Okay. Said a box has been seeing her for months, and the couple went official with their relationship on New Year's Day, telling family and friends in the UK the news over FaceTime because she's British. She could be seen giving him a lap dance in an exclusive video published last week. Monroe can be seen wearing a revealing black dress and grinding against the boxer at the club to Nicki Minaj's song Sir. Mayweather, dressed in a baseball cap and patterned shirt, could be seen grinning and rubbing his hands against her butt. Monroe has also posted photos of her and Floyd on vacation, posing outside Acropolis in Athens, Greece, yada, yada, yada. So a bunch of pictures of them around. This is her. You can see she's actually really pretty. Okay. So she's a good looking girl or what have you. She's almost giving me Anna Nicole Smith vibes, but whatever. Okay. Then there's an article released today talking about they never been engaged. Okay, so talking about, we told you, now Floyd is telling you he's not engaged. I'm not engaged and have never been engaged or married. Those are just rumors and lies. I'm not engaged, have never been engaged or married, he posted on IG. These are lies. The only ring in Floyd Mayweather's life is the boxing kind, not the engagement kind. The 43-year-old superstar is not engaged to Anna Monroe, despite reports to the contrary. You may have noticed a bunch of media reports lately about Floyd's relationship with Anna, describing them as serious, but again, our source says that's BS. Monroe recently posted on IG showing off a massive diamond ring on her ring finger, which may have fueled the rumors. Unclear if the ring was a gift from Floyd, but we know he has a history of showering women in gifts. Just asked his ex, Dora Lee Medina, who got a $300,000 Rolls Royce back in 2014. As for Anna, when we asked our Floyd source if they're even in an official dating situation, we're told it's not even that. Monroe has been described as the lead dancer at Floyd's Las Vegas strip club Girl Collection. She was featured on the Girl Collection IG page back in 2017. This is her. Mayweather has been seen in several high-profile serious relationships over the years and has children with multiple women, including Josie Harris, who passed away in March of 2020. So, why did I read y'all that? Because it seemed like just some celebrity gossip. And low-key, it is celebrity gossip. However, here's the problem. Stuff like that, these celebrity men wifing up these women who are obvious hyenas, obviously riding the carousel, obviously ran through, obviously HOEs. And we see the high value man, or in this case, the high value trick, trying to wife up these kinds of women. This is why your average strag thinks she can win. This is why they call to ask about high value men, because in their minds, the celebrity is the highest pinnacle of an example of men, right? Celebrity men, whether they be entertainers or, you know, what have you, if they are celebrity, especially celebrity black men, and these men are wifing up these low-level chicks, I don't care how pretty they are. She can be pretty and low level at the same time. She can have high value looks and low value behavior. Okay, because a HOE is a HOE. The prettiest ones are HOEs. They make the best ones because they pretty. And a bunch of dudes like them. So they be for the streets a lot of times. They be for the community. You see what I'm saying? Just because she's so pretty and so many men want a chance to be with her, and if she decides to give them that chance, she's going to be passed all around. So it doesn't matter that she's pretty. Her beauty does not invalidate if she's a HOE or not. It doesn't invalidate how many times she's been ran through. Ran through is ran through. A pretty vessel can be a broken vessel also. And see, this is what This is what these average women are looking at to determine what the average man should or should not accept. If a so-called high-value man, which by all accounts Floyd Mayweather would fall into that category, he's been rich for many years because he's been boxing for many years. He can roll in the best of social circles due to his wealth. All right. He knows a lot of other celebrities. He's got a lot of connections. You know, we're not going to talk about what he does or doesn't do with those connections or how he behaves. But we're saying that in terms of monetary value, accomplishments or whatever, he's accomplished what he wanted to accomplish, which was to become a world famous boxer, you know, and all of that. So what the average woman is looking at, I'm going to tell you what she's looking at. She's looking at this. If these types of men who have the opportunity to get at as many women as his money will allow, as his charm will allow, as his looks will allow, all right, he can go around, he can persuade a woman from almost any culture or background to be with him. She can be a beautiful woman and all of this other kind of stuff, and you choose a stripper despite having a veritable cornucopia of options in front of you, because Floyd Mayweather is not old. He's only 43. He's my age. He's not an old man and he's not an ugly man. Now, he may be a small man in stature, but that's all right because he's a fighter. So women would not be thinking he can't defend himself or can't defend her. All right. So his stature actually doesn't play a role into most women's minds because of who he is and what his profession is. Now, if he was that small and a pencil pusher, that'd be different. But he's that small and a fighter for his career. So they're not really thinking that he's too little to protect. He's not going to be able to fight or whatever. He can fight. Okay. He made a whole career out of it. And he actually seemed to be a little bit gullible when it comes to women and parting with his money. Seems like a simp in my book. He just a high price simp. You know what I'm saying? He'll spend a lot on you rather than a little. So the average women are looking at a guy like him and saying, with all of the options that he has on the table, he opted for a woman that everybody else would say is ran through. Okay, so a man with fewer options should have a lower standard then. This is how the gynocrat is thinking. Okay, this is what I'm trying to convey. This is what she's thinking. A man that doesn't have those options and doesn't have that money should really not be looking for more than a man with all of that stature looks for in a woman. Because if a ran through woman is good enough for him, why come a baby mama not good enough for you? See what I'm saying? That's what they thinking. They feel like if a rich man can get a stripper and wife her up, why come a man making $50,000 is mad at a baby mama? Why I'm not wife material to you, but she's wife material to him? a man that really has his choice. Or he's got more choices than the average guy, really. Because he has better access to better looking women. Okay? Now, whether or not he's actually engaged to her is sort of irrelevant. But it's just the thought of it. Because whether he's engaged to her or not, he wouldn't be the first man of so-called high value to get a woman of questionable background. See, these women are trying to live up to the pretty woman narrative. That there will be some rich simp that sees an actual pro on the street, scoop her up, fall in love with her, and save her from the streets. This is what these women are hoping for. They're hoping for the pretty woman story. I can go out here and be a hyena, and some man somewhere will find me still worthy and will marry me. Because if a multimillionaire man can do it, will do it, why come the guy that make $50,000, $60,000, $40,000 a year, why his standards are so high? His standards should not nearly be what a multimillionaire man's standards should be. So why I gotta get in super duper shape? Why I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like they be trying to figure out, why do I have to do this when they see so many examples, quote unquote, because the celebrities are a small percentage. I mean, they don't represent the average man. They don't represent the men in our society. They're, you know, a small percentage of the men. Every man you run into is not some multi-millionaire dude. You're actually not likely to run into a whole lot of them. Of any race, really. Average is average for a reason, because that's what you averagely do. Men make average amounts of money. Okay. And I'm not downing it. I'm just saying that's what it is. But these women look up to these celebrities and they're trying to gauge what the average men want based on what these celebrities are doing. Now, it's stupid because they're in a different circle with a different mindset, right? Multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire men, especially those men who made their money via entertainment. Specifically those men that made their money because he was an athlete or because he was, you know, a singer or because he was an actor or something like that. Okay, those men who make their millions or even they billions, not in the entertainment field, maybe somewhere in the STEM field or somewhere like that, they don't quite have that same mentality. But a guy like Floyd Mayweather and the 50 Cents and all of that kind of stuff, those men have a different mindset. These men are trying to get the baddest looking chick. And to them, it doesn't matter what her background is. He'll wife her, especially, unfortunately, the black men. The black men will do it. A white boy like Tom Brady went to go get a model. Now, can we guarantee that Giselle hasn't been run through? We can't guarantee that. We don't know that. But the public image of her is that she hasn't. The image of her is that she has not. So he got her and he married her, and you know, they still together or whatever. But then you got guys like Floyd. 50 Cent tried to clown Floyd, but he just as much of a simp as Floyd is. He just got a little bit more swag. A little bit. Right? But he be simping too. Any chick that's running around here with a bad body and a cute face can get these dudes. And they'll be engaged to them, and they'll be, you know what I'm saying, taking them all around the world and treating them good. And a woman that don't quite look like that but has a better grasp on her womanhood, he won't give her the time of day because she don't look bad on his arm necessarily. And I'm not even talking about an ugly chick. I'm just talking about a chick that instead of a 9, she's a 7. She got a decent little body. You know what I'm saying? She cute. But she got a better head on her shoulders. But he won't bother with her. Because she ain't the baddest chick in the club. So unfortunately, when our men become celebrities, especially if they become wealthy through entertainment, because there's a difference between a wealthy black man that is not famous and a wealthy black man that's wealthy and famous. There's a difference between the two, because I've run into, you know, men, black men and palm color men who were wealthy but were not famous. They weren't wealthy because of entertainment. They were wealthy because of industry. They were wealthy because they had gotten in on some part of some industry and it had generated a lot of money for them. They have a different mentality. They don't mind a sort of an average looking woman, you know, as long as she attractive to them. She just has to have a certain mindset for him because his mind is very different. Because he had to work for his money and it didn't just come overnight through fame or whatever. He actually had to put together a business. He had to grind. He had to long nights, long days. You know what I'm saying? He had to, you know, he had a lot of successes and he had some setbacks too. You know what I'm saying? Things he had to fight through in order to get to that point. His mind worked differently. Especially when it come to money and all of that other stuff. His brain worked different. He's not all that interested necessarily in the same things that a man who's gotten his wealth through entertainment is quite interested in. Even though they're both wealthy men. They're wealthy for different reasons, which meant a different mindset to cultivate it. If y'all understand what I'm saying. So the point that I'm getting to is that a lot of times our men will get to that fame and then they'll get to the money and then they're only worried about the image. They're only worried about the appearance. Appearance value is big to them. Unfortunately, family and dwelling value, not so much. Because they'll get a bad chick and everybody be like, oh, she bad. Oh, dude, that's you? Oh, man. Oh, you know. And he'll be like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that right there. I know you wish you could have her. not realizing he probably did have her. And that's why he looking at you with a side eye like, dude, are you really serious with that one? The whole crew done had her, except you, apparently. And they'll be like, oh yeah, man. That yeah, she bad, she a baddie, man. Yup. Mm-hmm. Ooh. This one is an idiot. I bet you, listen, he done bought her a whole BMW. Right? I bet you I can get her on her knees in the back for nothing, for no money. All I gotta do is nod. Watch. Thank you, Ebony Knight. All I gotta do is wink and nod. Watch this. 5 minutes later. He coming back from out the back of the club like, hey, where your woman at? Oh, where she at? He know where she at. And then they try to make a life with these chicks, and these chicks ain't worried about that. These chicks is, they telling you what they worried about. They worried about getting the latest Birkin bag and, you know what I'm saying, shopping online with Evisu and, you know what I'm saying, and all that kind of stuff. That's what they worried about. They not worried about trying to make a home for that man. They not worried about loving him. They not worried about making a family with him. They not worried about, you know what I'm saying, they not worried about his family and the dwelling and being a woman in her femininity and a woman that's really there and in support of her husband. She not worried about that. She don't get worried about that until she hit the wall. See, women like that hit the wall. Thank you, Ebo Sosa. See, women like that actually hit the wall. Women like myself, we don't hit a wall. I will never hit a wall. And I'm going to repeat that. Women such as myself will never hit a wall. I will never hit any wall. I age. I don't hit a wall. I just age like normal people. Because the wall is not for me, because the street is not for me. I ain't never been for the street. So I'll never experience that drop off. And my femininity will never hit a wall either. That just grows and matures and flourishes and becomes deeper and more beautiful as I age. So I will never hit a wall. Women like me, we don't hit walls. We just age. My level of femininity and the depth of my womanhood is too beautiful to hit a wall. The only wall I will ever hit is death. Death will end me. But it may not end the influence of my womanhood and my femininity, because hopefully that will have flourished in the people that I touch after I'm gone. So my aging is graceful. It's beautiful. It gives me depth and wisdom. Only women that's for the streets hit a wall. Because they have depended not on their femininity to get things, but on their sexuality to get things. They don't have insight or the ability to self-reflect because they have not improved upon or cultivated their womanhood in any meaningful way. I'm talking mess for the lionesses today. I'm talking for the lionesses today. We gonna talk some lioness mess today. We gonna talk our lioness talk. Let me speak my speech. Y'all gonna let me speak my speech. This is why they think they can win. This is why they call study asking for how they supposed to get a high value man. Let's see, I gotta be 100 pounds soaking wet. Let's see, I gotta be, I can't be over 19 years old. Okay, it's a lot of little check boxes. You see what I'm saying? They can't be inspirational. You have to have femininity to be inspirational to a man. You have to have your femininity on point to be inspirational to a man. He has to look at you and see the beauty of you, not just the beauty of your physical self. And I got that too. So a man can look at me and be like, I like what I see. But he can also look at me and say, I like what I feel. Your femininity has to be on point, ladies, if you want to be feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. That comes from the inside as well as the outside. Because this ages, whether it age gracefully or not, it ages. What's in here, though, is timeless. That's timeless. I like talking lioness mess. It make me feel good inside. Sends a shiver down my spine. Ooh. Say it again. Mufasa. Ooh. This is why I talk about what I talk about for women. Should you keep your physical body and your health? Yes, that's part of the 10 life values. Your spiritual, and right behind that is your health. That includes, but is not limited to, your weight. If weight is an issue for you. And your actual health. Are you healthy? Not having any chronic illnesses, or if you do have a chronic illness, that it is being managed well. Your mental health, your emotional health, all of these things. You are supposed to look at that as a ladies. That's part of our femininity. To be pleasing to our men. He needs to be pleased when he looks at us, when he interacts with us, when we have intimacy, when we are just talking. He needs to be pleased. And we have every tool at our disposal to do that. But I'm trying to get the ladies to look at the deeper part of your femininity. It's not just being dainty. Like, I don't have a problem with being dainty. I'll sit somewhere and be dainty. I will go just about anywhere and be dainty. I'm all that. Well, when I used to eat there, the little breakfast spots and IHOPs and Wildberry and all of them little places, and be dainty, and I know how to do that. It feels good to do that. Because you really do kind of be in your feminine element too. Going places, not making a scene, not always being the center of attraction. Everybody's got to look at you. To just sort of play the background some and just be feminine. Just be in your woman space. But that's not the totality of femininity. I don't know how we got from Floyd Mayweather to femininity. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. Y'all know how my mind is. But this is what I'm talking about. You have to have a depth to your femininity. Yes, it's all of those wonderful, dainty, girly girl things. But it's more than that. The femininity that you have comes from the inside. You're dainty because that's how you are inside. That's your womanhood. You dainty because when you're in your femininity and in that space, you are not afraid to be vulnerable also. And to appear soft. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all would pay money to be flies on the wall to watch how I interact with men. And I'm in their presence, especially one that's mine. In his presence, y'all will be like, oh, Lord. She bellyache sweet. She toothache sweet. I get real vulnerable. And it feels good. But that comes from inside. I don't make a habit of choosing men that I don't feel safe with. So I don't mind to let the guard down and tee-hee and giggle and just be a girl. Once I feel safe, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. Once I feel like I'm not going to be hurt by being vulnerable, it's a wrap. Your beauty is your outside beauty, but it is also the beauty of your mind, the beauty of your heart. Inspiration is when your man gives you something beautiful and you cultivate it, and what you produce is even more beautiful because when he gave it to you, your ugliness didn't corrupt it. However, the beauty of your femininity actually improved it. It bolstered it. It gave it a different shine. The inspiration comes along when you are working to give birth to your man's vision. Just like you give birth to his physical children, you also have to give birth to his vision. If he comes to you with a vision, you have to give birth to whatever part of that you can. That means him giving you the vision and then giving you the structure for it. And then you taking that and saying, how can I make this work in the best possible way? What can I do to make this progress or make this go forward or make this materialize in the way that I know he wants it to materialize? And you have to work hard to do that stuff. That's the inspiration. Because if he can see that my woman works to bring forth my vision and she nurtures what I build, she helps to maintain what I build. That's the inspiration. And for many men, that is the pathway to love for them. It may not be for every dude, but for many men, that is the pathway to love for them. They begin to love a woman that actually is doing that work specifically. So ladies, we're a vessel. Not only do things come into the vessel, but we have to understand that things come out of the vessel also. If you want a man to love you, there's no quick fix. There's no magic word. There's no set amount of time. That stuff doesn't really exist. Getting the love from a man actually takes work. You actually have to earn a man's love. You don't have to really earn his infatuation or his lust. That'll be given if he likes what he sees. But men do not fall in love. Women do that. Men choose to love. Okay. Women fall in love. I fall in love. I will definitely fall in love. Like, if a man show me his masculine light too much, and I like that, and I appreciate it too much, and it's kind of consistent, I'll start falling in love with him. Because I'm looking at the man. I'm not all this exterior stuff. I'm looking at him. Because his light comes from inside of him. So then it's like, that's what's in him. And then that's what I start to love. That is almost an involuntary response to him. However, men that are not acting in a feminine energy, if he's acting in his masculine energy, he is choosing whether or not he loves you. He may like you. He may be attracted to you. Those are his involuntary responses to your feminine energy. He'll be attracted. He'll like you. Love is a different realm for them. And I need the ladies to understand that love is a different realm for him. He chooses to step over that threshold into love. He might actually feel it in his heart, but he has to be sure. And he has to think. His love for you is not completely dictated by his heart. Not completely. It's also in part dictated by his foresight. So he chooses. When I got married, my husband didn't say he loved me until way after we was married. I think a year, if my memory serves me right. About a year in. Because I was saying it. I love you, I love you. And he would be like, not saying it back. Okay. I was being treated well, but he wasn't returning that sentiment to me. And then I stopped saying it because it was like, well, I'm married to him now. And if he doesn't love me, then I can't make him love me. And then I had settled in my mind that maybe he doesn't need to love me as long as I'm being treated well. That's what I settled in to my head. Well, I'm not going to keep saying it, because every time I say it and it's not returned, it hurts my feelings. So I'm not going to keep saying that to him because he doesn't return it. And anytime a man doesn't return, I love you, that means he don't love you. It doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't like you. And it doesn't mean that he can't ever love you. It just means that right now, he don't love you. No, it wasn't an arranged marriage. Mm-mm. And then one night he surprised me with it. We was just laying in bed, and he just happened to grab me, which was not unusual. And then he was like, "I love you." I was like, "Oh." I kind of didn't know how to react, because I had made up in my mind that he would never say it. That's what I had come to. I had just decided he's not going to say that to me. I said, well, okay. At least I'm not in an environment where I'm being abused. So I will deal with this. He treats me well. C asked me, did my behavior change when I settled that he would never say it? No, because I loved him. Whether he returned it or not, I loved him. So my behavior didn't change. So I didn't become, like bitter or like angry or anything like that. My feelings were my feelings regardless. So I was like, well, I'm already here and my heart is already involved. So I just was like, okay, it is what it is. And then he surprised me with it. And I actually told him, I said, I didn't think you would ever love me. He was like, it just takes time. That's all. So then, and from that point on, it was an easy exchange. You know what I mean? But my point is that even after a marriage, I had to earn his love. I had to earn him actually opening up and saying, I love you. He didn't love me just because we got married. He didn't love me just because he would take care of me. We was in a whole relationship, a whole marriage. We was in it. We was in it. But we didn't get together because we was in love with each other. But I fell in love. He chose it. That's the difference. That's what I'm trying to point out. Women will fall in love. Men don't typically do that. So I was like, oh, you love me? Like, I had to ask. I was like, you sure? Because it took so long and I had just made it up in my mind. He was like, yeah. Why would you ask me if I'm sure? I'm like, because you might not. He was like, okay, I love you. It's settled. All right. I'm like, okay. Excuse me. for asking. Well, I've been told you I love you. He was like, yeah, I know. And he was like, I ain't know you. I was like, wow. He was like, yeah, I ain't know you. I'm married to you. You seem okay. That's why I married you. But I ain't know you. Now I know you. I was like, oh. I could think back on it and it's funny. But it was kind of confusing at the end though. So I'm like, why he don't say it? He don't feel the same. He would just smile. He would just smile and be like, okay, yeah. And he would like hug me or something. So I guess that was his way of trying to convey to me that he wasn't rejecting it, but just that he didn't feel it too. So he would never be like, I don't love you. Like, he would never do that. He never did that. But I guess that was his way of saying, I don't reject your love, but I don't feel it. At the time, as a 20-year-old woman, that hurt, that stung. It wasn't until I got older that I understood. Because I didn't understand it. I just didn't understand it. But anyway, I done got all off into something else. I've been doing that lately. I've been keeping on track, but the last couple of streams, I've been kind of zoning off a little bit. So my apologies for doing that. I have to get back tight on my focus. C said, at first I was put off when my husband wasn't madly in love with me. He just said he felt he could wake up to me every day and take care of me. I'm just starting to understand we tick differently. Yeah, because me and my late husband, we ticked differently too. We weren't all that compatible all the time. We had a really good, solid relationship. Like, it was really solid. But there were some things that we just wasn't compatible. And I think I did a lot of swallowing of that and said, you know what? I'm just gonna not engage some parts of my personality because he doesn't like those parts. Because it was just some parts of me he just didn't care for. And ladies, y'all gotta accept that. Because there's parts of him you don't like. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it because I'll get into marriage teaching. I don't want to get off into marital teaching because that's like another hour. I save that for call-in shows. Because I could spin off and go down that rabbit hole, so I'm not going to do it. Not today. C said, do it. Do it. Do it. Plus, I'm a little bit tired. So, cause I can start going back into the day-to-day, the minutia and stuff like that. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes not. That's not quite okay. Yeah, the wandering Gemini, our minds. Cause I'm in that mood, Bishop. Both of my twins are skipping through the tulips right now. Both of them, hand in hand, mind you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that this show and its ramble was brought to you today by A Game. So what I need all of you to do is go into the description box and hit the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. Go ahead and get your 10% discount using the code Kendra10. And for those of you who are new, who do not know what A Game is, it is a male herbal solution. So this is for the guys. And I was listening to a stream earlier that Evo Sosa did, and he was not clear on the fact that Father's Time, who shows up in my chat room quite often, is the maker of A Game. And I don't know how many people didn't realize that, but I'm making that clear. So the brother that y'all see in the chat room demonstrates his love for his brotherhood like this, among other things. All right. So once again, go into the description box, hit the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You will thank yourself, and hopefully you'll thank me, and hopefully you'll thank Father's Time too. All right. Yeah, see, also people didn't realize that. Oh wow, I've been doing a disservice then. So like my brother Sheep Stay Sleep said, this is a no cap zone. We don't cap here. We actually invest in solutions, and we talk about how to actually help the healed before we build. This is about solutions all across the board. When we say we are advocating for black male agency, as Brother Sheep Stay Sleep said, black men are their own agency. And as lionesses, we are in support of our brothers. We be about what we be talking about. You might want to go ahead and contact customer service for that, James. However, USPS is a little bit backed up. I know, because I make orders also. So it's a little bit backed up, but that would be USPS. But if it's been too long by your estimation, I definitely would reach out to customer service, because A Game has excellent 5-star customer service. 5-star. Always willing to help, always willing to reach out and assist in any way that they can to make sure that your experience from purchase to using the product is something that benefits you. Thank you. C is here to testify. The customer service is magnifique. A+, 5-star. All right. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. And peace out, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you